my music mother,
Okay.
Beyonce.
Yeet. She looks gorgeous.
My girl did Harper's Bazaar. Okay, she's turning 40 in September, mind you guys. Like the Queen Bee is turning 40, honey, and she did she spoke with Harper's Bazaar and did a photo shoot and talked about the evolution of 2 decades of her success. Right, she talked about her evolution. I mean, she's been around for a long time. One thing that really interests me about this, and I never noticed it until like now, was like she's one of the artists that were the pioneers of being an artist in the space. So like she did, I mean, like she was talking about one of her first songs, like she recorded on tapes and stuff like that. I'm like, dang, Beyonce, really?
As Tony Braxton say, like Beyonce's been out since the 90s.
Yeah, she really has. And I think she started. Yeah, I mean, it was Destiny's Child, right? But then,
even before that, when she was with Girls Time, and Beyonce has already started before she got in a girl group. She'd already started recording, and she was taking opera training. She was a pageant girl in Texas, so Beyonce had been in studio years before being part of Girls Time, and even then they were still doing on tape. I mean, shit. They when they did Star Search, we were still using cassettes and Walkmans. Like, yeah, her CDs.
Well, I was
Destiny's Child CDs was one of the first rounds of actual printed CDs. Like, yeah, Beyonce's been here since the 90s.
One other thing that was interesting about this article, you know, on her impact in R&B, but one response to the question, how do you process the changing world of celebrity culture and protect your inner self, right? And she said, well, we live in a world where with boundaries and a lot of access, that there's so many internet therapists, comic critics, and experts with no expertise, honey. She basically told us that there's life outside of social media, and you will never know more than what she wants you to know. Okay. I thought this is an interesting take because she didn't have, her career was basically based off her music and her impact and her being like a talented person and not the storyline. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of the drama that I had to say it to my parents or whatever. I'm like, we barely talk about Beyonce. There's never like a Beyonce story because she doesn't put herself out there. And I remember I was watching this TikTok video and they posed the question off of this article saying that, you know, can newer celebrities or artists, really artists and stuff like that, and creatives thrive without a human interest story or like some kind of drama or some kind of viral moment so that you can still be successful in this day and age?
Not really. You can have a hot song, but if people don't care about who you are, then they're not going to follow it.
Yeah.
And, you know, it took her a long time to be able to build up the space where she could distance her celebrity from her private life. Because even when you don't speak out or you don't give the story, you know, you have to be careful that people around you will give the story.
Right.
And, you know, I think that's the beauty of her NDAs now. It's like, don't talk about my business or I'm gonna sue your ass. Because, you know, it's literally like, and I've been saying this for years when I was talking about my 3 Ps, maybe like 6 years ago, about protecting your public identity, which is something that, you know, public is for everybody. That's, you know, it's going to be consumed. And then you have your personal bubble, which are the people that are close to you and that are, related to the public. So you monitor what you share with them. And then you have your private bubble, where it's the most intimate and closest people to you.
Yeah.
And
about that too,
yeah, and that should be your safe place. So for me, it's like anything you hear about me that has been shared with you, if you heard it, it's because I wanted you to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or what I give you what I want you to have, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then anything else, then it's just pure conjecture, and good luck with that.
Yeah, and I think that it's so unfortunate now that we can't, like, people coming out, and I said this on my TikTok too. I said that this is every genre. This is every like form of media, whatever. When it comes to being a creative, like you have to have some type of interest story. You know, it's good that Beyonce doesn't have to do that because you know she came into the game in a different space. But like us now, I like the fact Lily said the fact that I'm on TikTok because I'm trying to get y'all to listen to my podcast. Like it's so unfortunate that we can't just do what we said we want to do without just trying to get viral on this, or try to get drama on that, and do all this other extra stuff, which I don't know. I mean, it's something, it's the future now.
So this is the difference between now and then. So back then, tabloid media, there was like this thirst for human interest stories. Like, what do we know about this person? And uncovering and discovering what's happening behind the veil. Because of course, back then, it's like, this is show business. And I was raised to believe like, none of this is real. This is just entertainment, right? This is entertainment. So tabloid media before TMZ, they were the ones that they were considered gossip rags, because this is the stuff you heard about the people. You never really got an interview with them. You just kind of heard about it. And then here comes like the Wendy Williams, who were able to take these gossip rags, take these stories, and actually get information from the people themselves. Like, this is what they stand about you in the press. Would you like to address it? And I'm just, like it opened up the gate. And now I think that because people understood that, even in the case of Beyonce, like the interest in Destiny's Child started peaking when there was drama in the group. Like, damn, they got new girls. What's going on here?
What happened here? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that Beyonce learned how to capitalize off of the conversation. Her and Jay-Z were really good about that, like capitalizing and controlling the conversation. This is what the gossip is. Let me address this in the music. Or like with Survivor. The theme they heard on the plane, it was like, okay. And she said that she saw on one news program or one morning show, they were saying like, yeah, Destiny's Child is like a episode of Survivor. You never know who's gonna get kicked off the island.
Sure.
And that is what inspired her to write that song. And I was like, addressing it, feeding into it, and she was more vocal back then. It got to a space where she would not talk. Kelly's gonna be the voice of the group. Beyonce, just be quiet. And so that's when you start seeing Beyonce say less and less, and then y'all can do all the talking. I'm gonna take what you're saying and put it in the art, because this is gonna be the response that you're looking for, and you have to pay for it. Smart.
She also talked about her not talking a lot, and she was like an introvert until like she grew as a adult.
Yeah,
and as an artist in this generation, she started speaking up more. I would say behind the scenes, because we still don't really see Beyonce talk a lot. Like she's definitely now, this interview, she hasn't done an interview in years, like a long time. I
think her last one was what, Vogue?
Yeah. And
her last intimate interview, because she produces her own stuff now. So it's like, if I want whatever I want y'all to know, I'm gonna tell you, because I'm producing myself.
And then she had released that news. She had like, I think either it was Good Morning America or some other news source. She had like a whole pre-recorded message that she wanted to tell people, but that wasn't really an interview. Anybody was asking her questions. But this is the first time we actually get to see her, interact with questions that, it's like, we haven't heard you speak in years. And it's like, what happened? And, we get it now. I get it. Well, I get it. She has a family now. Like she, we are her fans or whatever, but like, it ain't about us. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not, she's going to give us more music. Like, cause she said in there also that she's working on her next album, which I'm like, yes, like I need another Beyonce album. Like, if this is going to be the last one, fine. We just need, it might. Like after this album, I'm not saying I don't see it for Beyonce, cause she can definitely come out with as many albums as she wants to. But I just don't think that's what is going on right now, at least until the kids get a little older, maybe. She's still in mom mode. It's like how I feel about NM5. Like, I really feel like NM5 gonna come out and it's like, see y'all later, Barbs. I'll come back when my child turns 10. I'm like, okay. It's my opinion. It's just what it's given, because a lot of these singers, a lot of the singers in my generation of songs, like the 2010s era, but I call that my generation because that's when I started appreciating music. Like they are kind of slowing down by choice. Some of them, are slowing down by choice, but they got other lives and stuff like that. So I now understand that now.
Yeah, I don't see Beyonce taking that route. Beyonce is definitely has the spirit of a Jackson, and she's going to be dropping music for the next 3 or 4 decades because it makes her happy. Like, that's what she loves doing. She's going into films. I mean, she's still gonna be around and relevant, and everything that she does is probably gonna come back to the music. I think there's going to be a point in her career where she's going to be facilitating the shift of focus to blue, if she decides to step into that to that space. I think she's taking dance classes now, and she's started her vocal lessons too. So, we just have to see if she's going to take the Diana Ross route.
Oh,
take the Janet route, and just maybe we may get an album every 8 years, just to feed the fans, because her fans are going to get older, and we're going to we grew up with her music, and the things that she talks about now are vastly different. Like, listening to The Gift is so different than when you listen to Writings on the Wall or Dangerously in Love, or you can literally witness the expansion of her emotionally and mentally, and artistically. So I don't think that this is going to be her last album.
But my thing is how much
maybe last one for a while.
Like, she done did everything. Like, do you think we're going to get like a resurgence of R&B? Are we going to get more of the Afro-esque type thing?
Well, R&B isn't dead. It's hip hop is the most influential genre of music in the world currently, and I think that we're seeing a reemergence of pop, thanks to artists like The Weeknd, Ariana Grande, Olivia Rodrigo, and Miley Cyrus, like all of the resurgence of pop music. But no, I just think that Beyonce, she's proven that she can evolve over time. Like, she's been doing this since the 90s. So whatever's next, like if we move into a technical era which is beep beep boop boop bop bop, believe that Beyonce is going to be harmonizing and dancing to it.
Okay. I've seen this old meme. It wasn't an old meme. It was a recent post they did on Twitter, and it said Jay after hearing Freakum Dress, and it had the video of Nene talking to Kenya, talking about, now I know that dress ain't make you feel like that. Child, oh my God. Well, I can't wait to see what's to come for Beyonce. I've been a Beyonce fan for the longest. Okay, before I became a Barb, I was definitely part Beehive. Yeah.
I have retired from that place.
You have retired from being a Beehive?
I did. I had retired. I made a public declaration. It was doing too much. Once they started throwing fucking CDs at Carrie Hilson, I'm like, y'all crazy. And I don't. Wait a minute. This is going somewhere else. Okay.
They are, when I say cults, and they be coming for the Barbs, like, come on now. Let's be very clear. The Beehives is cult. Okay. They really are. They come for me if you want to. Look, actually, don't. Please don't. They be sending out addresses and stuff like that. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, their agency. That's kind of scary. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But I mean, the beauty of social media. I can't imagine what it would have been like for like Whitney and Prince and Michael Jackson and like Madonna and them to have come up during this era. Like, the fandom was already crazy. Like the pandemonium for those artists was so big. And that was without the fans being able to like talk to each other and like share things and interact with them and have so much access. I think Beyonce spoke about that in her interview too, as far as like there's just so much access. It's like, damn, I remember there used to be fan clubs, and like you have to go online to the website and you have chat rooms with fans, with other fans. You have meetups and stuff like that, but you couldn't really get to the artists. You know what I mean? You couldn't get to them directly. You had to write letters. And now it's just like you can slide into their DMs, you can at them, and like,
right. Like, I'm like, child, it's definitely changed. I think I'm always on the forefront of social media and like how it's very interactive and stuff like that. But when it comes to social media and how I talked about how I watched Fake Famous or whatever, it's like now you need X amount of this or X amount of that to get this. And I want us to go back to it just being about talent, because it's gonna lack in content. Like a lot of music that's coming out these days, they're not bringing it because they're solely based on, oh, this happened to this person. This is an interesting story. Now I want to get. I just can't get into that. Maybe call me old for that, but like I don't know. I just like when music is good.
Yeah.
You know, I miss when on award shows. And this is just this could be just me going off on a tangent, whatever. I don't care. It's my show.
Period.
Okay. But I miss when you go on like the award shows and the singers would perform like a song that they didn't release yet. And they get everybody like, oh my God, what's that song? Like, where did this come from or whatever? Now they perform the songs that I guess made it or whatever. That's why people talk about this VMA Awards. We'll get into that a little bit later. But they're all going to perform all the songs that got them where they are. Like, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like, can you give us a little bit of a piece of what you got coming up next or whatever? Just so it's not like it just seemed like a big old promotion thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but you know, the 2010s era was stellar. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, it was a moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was an era. So
at that time, they had Britney Spears. I don't know if it was the American Music Awards or whatever. They had Britney Spears perform. Cause I may be bad, but I'm
S&M with Rihanna.
Rihanna, and then she went back and then performed with Nicki Minaj. I was like, these are moments that I don't see us having in 2020 with these artists.
Well, I guess it depends on where you're looking. Them country music artists do it all the time. They perform their new music.
Anybody checking country? Anybody checking for country?
Y'all better be checking for country. K. Michelle is coming and to take over. So
I heard. Oh my goodness.
Which is fine. I mean, we started country music too. So
okay. It's giving me very much Reba. It's giving me
she can do that.
I love K. Michelle though. See, so shout out to her. I
mean, she's from the country.
I hope it works for her. But country is very picky, and they're very like that time when Beyonce performed that one little song.
Well, yeah, there are racist people who use it and consider country music to be consider it to be American music or Americana and all that stuff.
Ain't no country singer.
But she got her ass up there and she sang.
Not y'all mad because we stole Taylor Swift from you. Ooh. Because that girl was straight country, now she pop.
Yeah, but she was like Shania Twain on steroids. And you know, as an artist, I feel like artists should have that liberty to navigate and to play and be creative. Like that's the whole point. It's like, because when I understand the business, I get in conversations with people all the time to remind them, like, okay, let's have a reality check. This is still a business, and the music industry is still a sales-based industry. So yes, numbers do matter. Why we got to compare them to compete? Like, because they're in competition. Like most of these artists, you know, competed before they got where they are. The older ones anyway. I mean, y'all don't remember talent shows? Y'all don't remember Star Search? Some of these artists that we have today, like Camila Cabello and Normani and the Darren show, like these people came from competition shows. Okay, Beyonce came from Star Search. Yeah. All right, like it's competition. Yeah. You're putting your art out there, and you're hoping that yours is regarded better than the next person because there's more opportunity that comes with being a prize winning artist. And you know, so yeah, it's always gonna be competition. But I think what the issue comes in is where the competition supersedes the art itself. And so people who actually appreciate the art, you know, the industry now kind of turns you off from it, like with what you said about the personal interest stories, because now it's like we're more focused on these artists, who they're sleeping with, you know, when they go to jail, blah, blah, blah. And the music just we're not able to receive the music the same way, because now we have all these personal judgments and biases towards them because of their own personal shit that we can't really appreciate what they're offering. Yeah. We can't really. And I just say that to say that bitches are still two-stepping to R. Kelly in the club.
Well, you got a problem. You are.
Well, no, what I'm saying is because being able to separate the artist from the artist, like this still a fire ass song. Step in name. I mean, it's still a great song, even though he's a horrible person. I still want to watch the Cosby Show. Like, I love the Cosby Show. All of them could be horrible people. But they gave us, like, you know what I mean? Like,
they gave us a show, and it's hard. I know.
Yeah, like, can we just appreciate, you know, the art? Yeah, I mean,
well, we can't publicly.
What? You do whatever you want. I feel I'm still gonna hold that. People can do whatever they want. That people, nobody here has the key to heaven or hell. So judgments, we all can make them, but they don't really matter.
Yeah. And with that being said,
boom.
Oh, our prodigal. Let me start. The chosen one. Lil Nas X, what's going on? Look. I love these conversations that we have about him is so interesting. But he went on Variety, and he talked about a lot of things. Child, let's get into it. He talked about a lot of things. I had this quote ready, but I don't. Well, okay, I can say it. He said, honestly, I believe that the pandemic helped me get out of an idea of trying to please everybody. It's one of the excerpts from it. And the idea is that he's the cool gay or the acceptable gay. And I used to think that was a compliment, but now it means that you're just a people pleaser and they'll never become legends or whatever. Like just that part from that article. And so we can start there. I identify with that because I feel like that is so like, to me, I feel like I was like that. Like I was like, I wasn't the one that was always, girl, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? And then they'd be like, oh my God, you're the cool one. Like, or not the cool one, but you're like the one that's more palatable, or, you're not like the other ones. And, talked about a lot of stuff on here. He also talked about how he had to like up security and stuff like that after the whole Monterio thing. Because people was like, somebody ran up to him or whatever in the car, cursing at him and stuff like that. I was like, child, had to up security. He talked about how, and this is what a lot of people was talking about, how he doesn't want to address homophobia in the rap community because of the dangers that could come with it and whatever. And I'm like, because I was looking at it on social media, a lot of groups that I'm a part of on Facebook and stuff like that, and it was like, well, how do you like? What is your thoughts on that? Like, he doesn't want to talk. What does that mean? He doesn't want to talk about it.
Well, because he still has to navigate the industry. There's people that he still has to work with, and the controversy can literally take center stage more so than the music. So I can understand why he doesn't want to have to address it. First of all, I think that because he's on the platform and he's the poster child now for gay rappers, which is but him saying that I want to focus on the music and not really put myself in that kind of position. That's his right to do so. But safety concerns, like,
who gonna be my ass?
I'm just like, safety concerns. It's like you have people around you all the time to protect you. And like you're out here in the streets as a gay artist performing in Newark or in fucking Philly or some shit, and people gonna jump you. Like, you're good. I said that use your platform to speak up for those of us who are still out here. Like, so.
I mean, people really do get attacked, and people that get like cursed out in real life. I mean, I've talked to people that said that, the whole street harassing. Hell, I've been street harassed in my own fucking town. Okay, about that. Yeah, it can be an unsafe environment to talk about certain things, but yeah, you are kind of at a advantage though, because you do have security and stuff like that. Child, don't play that, girl. See, why do I want to start fucking up when I'm on this? Okay, let's remove that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I also think that he's still a kid. Like, he's like he's a year younger than me or whatever, a year or two younger than me. Like, I literally just came out, and now I have to be like the soothsayer. I got to be like the person that, hey, now because I'm famous or whatever, I got to talk about this, or I have to spread awareness on this. I just want to be an artist. And I feel like that I definitely feel like that with this podcast as well, because I feel like the reason why we're not going to be talking about, any updating stories on the who is because I feel like, I talk about celebrity news. I talk about celebrity gossip. I'm no activist. I don't want to always continuously try to talk and try to spread awareness about things, because I feel like I shouldn't have to. I just be able to live. You get what I'm saying? So I get what he's saying with that.
Yeah. Well, God bless him.
What was that? Child.
I sent it to you.
About it. They call this great.
Okay. He also talked about a love interest that he has. Oh well, no, there was something else he talked about. He talked about how he knew he was gay as early as 5 years old.
Okay.
I was like, okay, well, I don't even know what that was, but
I mean, but so when you're a kid, so I often trying to think in kindergarten, like, whew, child, that's a lot to unpack there.
No, it's a lot to unpack.
Well, yeah. So sexuality is something that you you kind of grow into your sexuality and your preferences, right?
Yeah.
But sexuality is something that is human nature, and as your body changes, you do understand that you get aroused by certain things. You like certain things. You start to like, I like this, or I like how things make you feel. Like you associate how things make you feel. And at the age of 5, it's very easy to say, like, even with your best friends and like the people that you actually like hanging around, like, I didn't tie it to my sexuality, but I knew that there were girls that I liked being around. Like I was enamored with them. Like I liked how they looked. I liked their voice. I liked how they wore their hair. And like, that's my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like I like her. And when I see her, like I feel happy. And like, it's a different type of thing. It's not more so sexual. It's more of it's more about the feeling. Like I love this person. I like how they make me feel. And it took me like hindsight. So it's like, I said, you know, some of my guy friends, like between that age, it's like, I never really liked boys. I had friends, but it's like, I didn't trust men or boys growing up. So I don't think I ever was able to develop that type of
bond.
Bond or like being
That's how you felt?
by one. So it's like, I was like, maybe there were two. I said, maybe there were 2 boys that I was like, when I saw them, like I was excited to see them, not like horny or anything like that. It's like I enjoy being around this person, and like I want to do everything with them. Like I want to go ride bikes, I want to go do blah blah blah, and let's go outside. Like I want to do all the things that, you know, most people's like, as far as like a relationship style stuff. Like there were only 2 guys, and I was like, if I'd have known then what I know now, I probably would have had a boyfriend in high school. Because I'd have been like, you know what? I actually like you.
Well, high school is its own thing. Like you do have like that's
middle school too.
Middle school. That's when the hormones kick in, and then you feel in your inner self. You feel like
your liking starts to do other things.
This is what I like, and you know,
I want to hump your leg.
But I mean, when he said 5, that's elementary school, honey. I was thinking about what was my next action figure going to be. Like, you know, I was
buying Valentine's at that time.
Well, I mean, we had the little cars thing, but anybody thought about it like that? Like, we just did that because like the parents said, "Oh, give the card to everybody in school," whatever. Didn't mean nothing. That's when we had the little breakaway cards and stuff like that with candy on it. Yeah, I was a kid. Like I didn't know what sexuality was like, and I feel like that's kind of how most kids are. I can understand now that kids nowadays are different. The generation of kids are different or whatever. Now they are starting to feel these type of things, but maybe because
I disagree. But go ahead.
I mean, it's just because it could be just me being an only child and not really, you know, seeing too many people anyway. You get what I'm saying? Like the attention was always something that I wanted, like physically, like a toy or something somewhere I wanted to go. I wanted to watch something, superhero movies, whatever. Like it just was not on like, ooh, I want to be with this person. Ooh, I like this person. Or I never thought about that. When I was in 5th grade, maybe there was this one child, and it was this one girl. But like when I got to middle school, that's when things started to click.
Yeah.
And then high school.
So even like saying about this day and age, but like I think intergenerationally, like there are people who are in their 50s and 60s and 70s at this point who would say that I've always known that I was attracted to X, Y, and Z because of they recognize what the feelings were. And then as far as their mannerisms, how that manifested into what their personality traits showed, it's like, I was a queer kid. Like I can even say I was a queer kid. Didn't really understand what was happening around me a lot of the time because I was raised not have to think that much. But
right.
To a certain point, and then things got muddy. But there are people who come to themselves a little sooner than others. You know what I mean? And there are some people who are in their 20s who still haven't reconciled with, you know, who they are or acknowledge their feelings, or, you know, it's a process for every person. And so for someone to say, I've known since I was in kindergarten that I liked boys, like, that's good that you were that aware at that age. Some people didn't feel it until they were like maybe 8 or 9, and some till they were 13, 14, some 18, some 20, 21. Some people, when they get in their 30s, they had a whole life, marriage and kids, and be like, actually, you know what? I want to suck some dick, and I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So it's like,
child,
so it happens. Like I mean, every person is different, and I just think that people come to themselves when they come to themselves, and the process of being okay with it is what a lot of people struggle with. Like him knowing that since he was 5, and, you know, being a barb too, like, you know, you have to reconcile with who you are and how it will affect you in how you operate in the world. And sometimes that pressure can be a lot, to where you kind of hold yourself into like this, you stifle and oppress yourself because you're afraid of what's going to happen if you are your true authentic self, because we've seen people be made examples of all the time. And I think that, tying back to this whole like the baby thing, the reason that he's getting this backlash is because the people that have been fighting for the past 50 plus years for inclusion and for LGBTQ people to feel safe and to be included and to be seen and respected. It's like, listen, we fought too fucking hard for this person to come on this big ass platform and try to make us feel less than, and try to create more division, and try to make us social pariah, and then to propagate stigmas. Like, no, like, we've worked too fucking hard. There have been kids in high school that were gay that killed themselves. There are people who have been bullied, and people who have been murdered, trans women have been murdered, just because of being who they are. You know what I mean? So I just think that at this particular time, it's good that we do have a generation now that can acknowledge their feelings earlier and then speak on them. Because I think a lot of people, you kind of know yourself, because you deal with yourself every day. So you know yourself. You just have to figure out, okay, will the world handle all of who I am?
Yeah.
Can I handle being all of who I am in the world, and what will come with that? And so, you know.
And I'm always at the point where it's like, I wish we can just go to a point where it's like, you don't even need to mention it. It don't even need to be said. But apparently, as always, because this is not the norm or whatever, it always has to be mentioned or whatever. And that goes into the whole Robin thing, the whole DC, you know, superhero Robin, whatever, Tim Drake's Robin coming out as bisexual in the comics.
He came out as bisexual? Oh,
well, yeah, Tim Drake's. There's like 5 different Robins, okay?
Oh, okay.
And just like how everybody's like, oh my God, like, I'm like, here we go again.
Well, he accepted his first gay date, so good for him.
I know
that's like, I also want to think, like, in that space, we know we want to be represented, like, representation matters. But then also, like, y'all making cartoons gay and like have sexuality, which kind of takes it away. If we want that not to be a focus, then
I think, because see, the creators because first of all, Tim Drake's Robin, there was always speculations about that particular character, and then they finally got around doing it. They made a big announcement on Twitter. The creators of it made a big announcement on Twitter and stuff like that. And I guess that's how it went viral initially, because let's be clear, y'all not reading comic books. Okay. The people that's pissed off, people that's the shade room, all the people that posted about it to try to start all this mess in the comments like they do all the time. Y'all don't read comic books. Y'all got it from the announcement. And I want to, if y'all are going to do that in film or a comic or whatever, do it in a way where it's like, oh my goodness! So guess what, guys? This character is going to be this, and please read it. Like it was. I'm not trying to say queer baiting or anything like that, but trying to get us to. Oh, now a bunch of gay people are going to start trying to read the book to see what it's about. Now, do it naturally. I think Nickelodeon does that so well. When they did Legends of Korra, I know you probably never heard of that show, but because it was kind of older. But they did it so naturally. Their shows, they don't make an announcement about it. It's just there. People like, damn, she really was with that girl. I'm like, yeah, ain't nobody knew about that shit. Like, make it normal. Don't have a press release talking about this. Like, you know, we are people too. Like, we have normal lives as well.
Yeah,
that's just my whole thing. And then, you know, we got the people like Shade Room and stuff like that. They sat there, and you seen their post, right? The one where they had the original, the Dick Grayson Robin with the tights and the people in the comments saying he was wearing panties. I'm like, child. But you know, the original Robin, like the original one that was in the original comics, like he had no pants. You muted.
I was like, I had to go to the Shade Room because I don't follow them. But let me see.
Right, I had to unfollow them too. I just now unfollowed them, child.
I don't see the post you're talking about, but
you gotta keep on scrolling. But it was like, you know how the old Robin looked like.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh.
Yeah. Mind you, they used that picture, but that's not even Tim Drake's Robin. That's Dick Grayson. So y'all sat there, y'all knew what y'all was doing, and y'all wanted people to wild in the comments. And it's like, y'all are so tired. Y'all might as well just stop talking about things y'all don't clearly understand. Ain't nobody in that damn team probably read the damn book. Why didn't we just get a picture from the actual comic that it came from? That's too much like right. Don't know.
Maybe like that.
Anyway, that wasn't on our roster. I really didn't want to talk about that anyway, because, child. Let's talk about the hottie, the Tina Snow, Miss Meg, because we still on music. What's up? He spoke with essence, okay? That's how you do it. You know, I'm gonna scroll down the website, whatever, show all the looks or whatever, because she did a photo shoot. It's like all these. It seemed like all these singers, anybody who's anybody, is doing interviews, and I loved reading them. I love hearing about them and stuff like that. One of the main things that she was talking about is how she wants to keep her circle smaller.
Yeah. So
now, Derek, I know you know a lot about that. Let me see.
Girl, keep it small. Keep it small and keep a shooter.
Sorry to that man. Anyway,
Lord. Oh, right.
You just caught on. Hold on, wait.
Allegedly.
Honey. So yes, Meg Thee Stallion says she wants to keep her circle small. And in the article, it said there are probably approximately like 4 people around me on a daily basis. I don't see a lot of people. I don't talk to a lot of people because I feel like it's not good for me. And I figured out my personal space, and it keeps me balanced, and it keeps me centered. Now, I relate to this as well, because I feel like I'm always the person that at one point wanted to have like a big group around, like, have the whole flossy posse type thing, always being around people, always trying to, hang out and stuff like that, until I got like real deep into my senior year in college or whatever. I'm like, y'all, this ain't good for me. I'm gonna hang out when I hang out. You know what I'm saying? I'm only hang out with like a couple people, and those couple people, like, y'all know, whatever. So I definitely see where she's coming from, and after what she's been through, definitely, I can see her trying to keep her circle smaller, because you never know. There's people that's just really trying to eat off of you, and you don't even know, like taking your energy and all that.
These vampires are real.
Okay.
They would drain you. So, I mean, that's good. That also comes with maturity too. You realize like not everyone deserves your energy. And even, especially when you're in the entertainment space, where the goal is always to, to give your best performance and make people around you, or the people that are consuming you, happy and all that stuff. But that takes a lot of fucking energy. Mentally and emotionally, it can be very draining, because it's like, having to filter feedback and filter like, who's actually supporting you and understanding motives of people. And it's just like, it can be a lot. So keeping your circle small and navigating that space, especially with all the stuff that she's lost, she doesn't have her mom anymore, her grandmother died. So like all the close people to her, she has to really, really hunker down and make sure that she's around people that will pour back into her.
Yes.
Because she's a person that's required to pour a lot out. And it could be a lot. And having a lot of friends, and I put that in air quotes because a lot of people use that word and have no idea what it means to be a friend to people. You know, a lot of people do just want to take from you. And so you have to be very mindful of who you keep closest to you and making sure that the energy is balanced. Like she said, it keeps her balanced and centered, because that means there's an exchange happening with these people that she's around now, where it's like I'm pouring into them and they're pouring back into me, and everybody's cup gets to be full.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good for her. I love that for her.
It's really genuine. I think also when you're a celebrity, you know, you don't know who's your friend. You know, if they're going to be there for the right reasons. Are they there because they really mess with you? Are they there? Are they trying to get their followers up? They trying to get their money up? Whatever the case is, you know, it becomes it's hard. The lines become blurred because people are some real good actors. I ain't gonna lie, people are some real good actors. They need Oscars if they ever got into the acting industry, because people act like they good. They act like they all down for you and this, that, and the third, and then boom, something happens. The littlest thing happened. They start turning on you or whatever. They get a little bit of. So it's weird. So shout out to Meg. Meg also talked about how she's working on her next album, and that this album is going to be like essentially more aggressive, right? So I hope she brings it on.
She's bringing Tina Snow back. So
okay, I hope so.
It'll be fun. Like,
want to give, yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see. I'm excited.
I'm looking for Fever vibes. Fever was my favorite, you know, out of her projects, like for real. Like that's when I really started listening to Meg, and I'm like, oh, this is hot.
You don't listen to that because
of what?
Because it was a hot Barbie summer, child.
Not a hot Barbie summer. Child. Don't do me. Oh, she also talked about her being on She-Hulk. So Tina Snow was acting.
Okay, that's gonna be fun to watch too. Yeah. She acts. I think she was in. She's done some acting already. She was in an episode of Good Girls. I think she played like a stripper or something. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see her expand her brand in that way.
Yeah.
I hope she's good. I hope she performs well and not look like those people that they just put there so people will watch it and she's like a horrible actress or something.
Well, she is going to be playing herself. Like she's not taking on a new character role or anything.
Okay.
But but it's a recurring role, so I guess she's gonna be like either maybe She-Hulk's friend or
she's gonna be playing herself. So She-Hulk is gonna be friends with Meg Thee Stallion. She-Hulk might be friends with Meg Thee Stallion. Yeah, I mean that. Girl, what is going on?
If you look, I'm a big Marvel head. Especially I'm a Hulk fan,
right?
And She-Hulk is like a socialite. She was an actress. Like she does a lot of action films and stuff like that. And she's so. This is definitely on brand. It's definitely possible that She-Hulk probably would be friends with a rapper like Meg Thee Stallion. So,
okay.
So, can't wait to see it.
I'll have to get into it.